video makes a case for the definition of usage-based approaches to language as regards the nature of constructions, constructional learning, the connection of mind and language, and the role of speaker meaning in the conceptualization of reality. In line with current cognitive linguistics and constructionist approaches, I argue that constructions are the building blocks of language. However, in contrast to usage-based rationales, I claim that constructions are triadic. That is, they contain an agentive component driving form-function relations. Triadic constructions thus reflect patterns of embodied agency distribution on the basis of high and lower level construction of relations determined by the speaker, parole, not the linguistic system, langue. Agentive Cognitive Construction Grammar is a non-formalistic theoretical framework which draws some inspiration from Goldberg's Cognitive Construction Grammar. However, the main discrepancy between the present rationale and Cognitive Construction Grammar resides in the definition of construction. Therefore, Agentive Cognitive Construction Grammar defends the idea that the role of speaker meaning should be acknowledged as a determinant of systemic properties such as generalization and preemption. Since agency drives experience, knowing more about it is a requirement for any theory of language that rejects the computer model whereby the self is nothing more than the collective dispositions of the program and the data stored in the brain. Constructions possess a triadic structure that reflects the spatial configuration of human thought. The tripartite structure of constructions rests on three basic sign relations described by Peirce as follows. There are three kinds of signs which are all indispensable in all reasoning. The first is the diagrammatic sign or icon, which exhibits a similarity or analogy to the subject of discourse. The second is the index, which, like a pronoun demonstrative or relative, forces the attention to the particular object intended without describing it. The third, or symbol, is the general name or description which signifies its subject by means of an association of ideas or habitual connection between the name and the character signified. We can see that, for Peirce, the levels of iconicity and indexicality are the fundamental domains where thought is constructed, while symbolicity represents a conventional mediation anchored in habit or law. Thus, unlike current usage-based approaches, e.g. cognitive linguistics and construction grammar, the premise of the present rationale is that mediation, symbolicity, is only the last instance in a series of semiotic operations taking place in both firstness and secondness. The absolute character of iconicity derives from the perceptual experience of the subject in terms of an absolute immersion in reality, likeness. Notwithstanding, the embodied character of perception presupposes the combination of icons, indices, and symbols. One sign frequently involves all three modes of representation, and if the iconic element is altogether predominant in a sign, it would answer most purposes to call it an icon. As we can see in Figure 1, the propositional content of a linguistic construction is defined in terms of agentive iconicity. In other words, any agent is a potential conceptualizer having intentionality. Iconicity gives rise to different types of signs, depending on the context of use. For example, icons can be associated with other signs through both iconic and indexical links. Iconic links represent an initial semiotic association between an emerging object and a sign. They enact, for example, events involving feelings or sensations, potential routines enacted by resemblance. For example, the act of eating a banana usually requires us to peel it first. Indexical links, on the other hand, connect a sign and a referent by contiguity. They also enact visuality in constructions in which the indexical component is required to prompt a reaction to the spatial organization of the context. These links connect the elements of agency, that is, flexibility, accountability, and entitlement, with the form and meaning side of the construction. The formal side of a construction is represented by syntactic, phonological, and morphophonological properties, while its semantic side is composed of semantic, pragmatic, and discourse functional properties.